Alrighty, this is Southwest Airlines. Just want you to see that. Unmistakable identification of that company. That is a third party. Sorry, let me back up. That is a third party. That is crossing path. And so is this. Crossing path. That is light activity crossing path. C Street. And this is the fake sun right here. Now, at the same exact time, 7:16 a.m., that's crossing path under the specific environment. This is where I'm going to show you Alex Escobar is here at 12:51 p.m. where I am coming from Starbucks. And there's several items of evidence that you're looking at, the pattern of conduct. L. Edwards is also being prosecuted by this evidence because this light source that is over me at GLORIA'S is not at the same time at 7:15 a.m. as the documentation shows on July 4, 2020. Going to be perfectly aimed through the window of Starbucks at 507 North Euclid Avenue, which is along this street right here where they're stalking in the path where the entity controls the traffic lights, where the fake sun is remaining over me. Remember yesterday, I'm on Omnitrans, going through the city of Upland on the bus, Route 83, traveling north and traveling south, coming back to the city of Ontario. And yet the entity is maintaining, as I'm documenting on podcast, the fake sun right here. Alex Escobar of the Ontario Police stalking at 333 North Euclid Avenue right here. And the entity is gang stalking by Southwest Airlines, who is crossing path, who is coexisting. That's criminal presence. The government has no warrant or probable cause and no legitimate interest in surveillance of American citizen, which is what the Ontario International Airport and Southwest Airlines, as a vicarious arm of the government, is engaging in to a well-documented pattern of conduct identified at the outset with the fake sun documentation. And the natural environment will never include where City of Ontario is crossing path, the fake sun being over GLORIA'S, COCINA's, being over the U.S. Bank, which is where it is as I move. And I am here as I'm documenting at 12:51 in the afternoon. And I'm also here because big picture is Starbucks at 507 North Euclid Avenue is not only on this same street, Euclid Avenue. You're looking at a population that's stalking while the fake sun moves across the street. This is where Southwest Airlines is stalking. This is where Amazon Prime is stalking. This is where UPS is stalking. United Airlines is stalking. And as I'm standing here and documenting Alex Escobar with UPS right here at this entrance under the fake sun, this is the documentation of the criminal conduct that Southwest Airlines is engaged in. Just like I documented yesterday, where I am maintaining presence at the Obit Family Community Library, which is also, again, off of the same street. And that is 3 hours from now, where the fake sun is proven to not have gone anywhere. Not only is it not going anywhere because it's on the same street, it's not on the East Coast in Florida, it's not in the South, it's not in Texas, it's not in Minnesota. The fake sun is remaining over me off of one street where a population is stalking, and that's light activity across the curb. 4 LPX 758. Going to the bank is the federal RICO case against every business where the people of the state are gang with the government that's maintaining aerial surveillance. Let me show you that. That's aerial surveillance. Doing so through the brands that are Southwest Airlines with the government, the Ontario Police Department, that I've surrounded with evidence of them stalking me under the readily identifiable crime scene where the people of the state are stalking as well, 7WHN890. And these are demons. Impossible light in the shade, you see that? That's not the product of sunlight. Neither is this the sun. Neither would the sun still be here like I'm documenting, stalking by the Ontario Police, the government, the same city of Ontario, gang stalking via Southwest Airlines at 12:51 in the afternoon. Nor is this going to be adjacent, beside what is L. Edwards' person while he is engaging in kidnapping and harassment with the intent to obstruct justice, like I documented on video on July 4, 2025, where the people of the state are gang stalking inside of that Starbucks, just like he is now gang stalking on the roads and the highways. Crossing path, light activity, ongoing federal stalking conduct, which is relevant for federal prison when he does so with the Ontario Police Department. That's what Ocean and Patty and the entity that is gang stalking inside of that Starbucks at 507 North Euclid Avenue are engaging in, because this is also not at 2301 South Euclid Avenue, where UPS is on video at Economy Inn, flying south, not flying west, where Southwest Airlines is focusing on where I'm at, stalking in a commercial plane under the fake sun, in an irreconcilable manner, in an environment that is supernatural, speaking to the malice of the government that is mentally ill, engaging in psychopathic and sexually perverted and malicious criminal activity in furtherance of the conspiracy to murder the targeted individual who is present, being pursued with a fake sun by the people of the state. 88JJ838, crossing path, light activity, P.O.C. And the entity is engaging in that while I am staying in the city of Ontario, literally at the This is D Street and Euclid. And so there's video evidence of the fake sun here. Hours where Corey Watson is gang stalking. The entity is flying over me by helicopter at this same U.S. bank at around 9 to 9:20 in the morning. The entity, 12:51 p.m., the entity is gang stalking with the Ontario Police at this U.S. bank, where the entity is gang stalking under the maintenance of a fake sun, where 6WTZ 388 is gang stalking. This is what the people of the state are doing by residents, by doing so on the roads and the highways. That's P.O.C. The ongoing pacing conduct. 320 West G Street, which is the downtown apartments. That's where they're hovering over. And that has nothing to do with taking off from an airport, okay? That's amplified audible activity. And the people of the state that I'm documenting by license plate represent the entity gang stalking last night. So I just want to be clear. The entity engaging in ceaseless surveillance, and I am documenting via podcast, the entity that is engaging in the pattern of conduct. And this is that which the entity that's already engaged in theft of my property, my real property, personal property, intellectual property, doing so while engaged in acts of repeated kidnapping, including that which is underway by the gang stalkers who use commercial planes because they are monitoring together while they're engaging in kidnappings as one entity. Kidnapping is monitoring as well. They're engaging in the elements of monitoring while that government then engages in what is the unlawful seizure of your person and property and places you against your will, taking you to another place. They're engaging in kidnapping while they're exercising authority under the law that they don't have, while they're keeping you under surveillance. And the Ontario International Airport's engaged in every single kidnapping that the City of Ontario has committed as an entity with the intent to obstruct justice. This is also why Jason Isaac Fields, Tracy Banks, Eric Spencer, and everyone else that has already engaged in gang stalking via bearing false witness against me, because the entity thinks that it thought that it was going to steal my property and accomplish murdering me via gang stalking, which is creating a sense of anonymity and maintaining control of a narrative where the entity is targeting and then discarding of that American citizen. They're going to federal prison. And this is, again, the criminal activity of the federal government, where there is no legitimate investigation. The entity is sitting back and watching, engaging in the pattern of conduct and permitting that pattern of conduct, threatening the life of an American citizen and the well-being of that American citizen. It is currently 7:22 a.m. and this is nowhere over 2301 South Euclid Avenue, where UPS is clearly targeting. UPS is targeting on video at Economy Inn in conformity to a pattern of conduct by every airline represented at the Ontario International Airport. And their ongoing stalking right here, which is ongoing monitoring in the midst of documentation, is speaking to the impunity and the ongoing obsession with what is acting in furtherance of murdering. They're monitoring in furtherance of that unlawful objective, and they're doing it while I'm capturing video. That's relevant to public officials. That's relevant to gang stalking police officers. That's relevant to kidnapping police departments. That's relevant to the people of the state engaging in the pattern of conduct, like Tracy Banks, and the people of the state who are engaging in what is personally bearing false witness against me while conspiring with me with the state that is engaging in this P.O.C. as it's proven, meaning how long you're going to federal prison, who is going to federal prison, and why. It is currently, again, 7:23 a.m. This is 333 North Euclid Avenue. This is GLORIA'S Cocinas. This is the intersection of D Street and Euclid Avenue where I'm at. And this is Laurel right here. And I am here documenting well before 2025 the fake sun at this same intersection at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the fake sun Ontario Police gang stalking by helicopter at 6:20 in the evening, where I'm on this same street over at Family Community Libraries at the next block, okay, C Street. This is D Street. Okay, this is you're looking at Google Maps. This is the prosecution while the entities Southwest Airlines, Amazon Prime are clearly gang stalking. Alan D. Wapner is clearly gang stalking. The Ontario International Airport clearly gang stalking, and so are the people of the state. That's P.O.C.